The 95-96 team, coming back as defending champions, you have a target. And I think for us, every time we went on the court in conference, people were trying to knock us off.
The chemistry was just so right, and everybody just had this drive to be the best.
They needed great players, but they also needed people that knew and could survive in the role that they needed to be in, and every team needs that to be champions.
We were able to win 3 West Coast Conference tournaments in a row. It is an amazing feat, and it's one that probably will be duplicated, but not very often.
There was not one selfish bone in any of those players' body. They wanted the team to be successful, and it didn't matter if they scored 1 point, 30 points. They had such a love for each other, such joy when they were out there playing.
We just really respected each other's strengths once we figured out what they were, and that person seemed really confident in their strength, and so it just gives you that confidence to be like, yeah, Jamie's, she's dribbling the ball down the court in pressure, not me.
We pushed each other, we had each other's back. If you know that your teammates are there for you and you trust each other, that's going to go a really long way.
So when we got to the NCAA tournament, to go to Duke, I mean, every coach wants to be able to say they coached at Cameron Indoor. Every player wants to say they played there. We played Florida the first round. We felt very confident going into that game, and so much at the end of the year is confidence and getting rid of doubts.
I think we all looked at each other, knew that we had worked so hard, believed in each other so much that it's just another team. It's just like rolling out and playing Gonzaga or playing Santa Clara down the road. But we had this burning desire that this time around we're going to win.
All I knew is that we would come out of there with everything left on the court. We were not going to leave anything behind.
Until that game was over, we just were focused on that game and doing what we know how to do. And I think that was, kudos to Bill and Mary, and kudos to the leaders on that team.
Sometimes when you play, you practice so much together, you've played so much together that you don't have to think a whole lot, you just play, and it's just joyful playing and exciting, and I don't know, you get that momentum going in it. You don't want it to stop.
There was very little time during that game, especially in the second half, that we didn't feel like we were the better team.
We were a Cinderella team, but I don't think we ever really felt like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Of course we felt that, but it was more of, we were winners.
After we beat Florida, we were, going bananas, and most of us were crying. And I remember us kind of continuing the celebration into the locker room. And after a while, Bill said, okay, enough. Everyone get up. We didn't just, we're not done. We didn't come here to win just one game. We're gonna go and beat Duke. And so let's kind of feel good about this, but we need to refocus and get ready.
When the game against Duke started, pretty much everybody in the gym didn't think we had a chance. The only people that thought we had a chance were the players on our team and the coaching staff.
Bill and Mary, they approached the game like, we can do this, and they were calm and confident, and they gave that confidence to us.
And then once we got on the court and we're like, yeah, we're going toe-to-toe here. Okay, we got this, it's just basketball.
We got off to such a great start, and the girls were playing really well. And it was almost like I was afraid to say anything to Bill because I didn't want to jinx us, but after a while I finally just looked at him and said, can you believe this?
Every point was like the most incredible point, and I think that just carried through the entire game. Desire to win and play at such a high level.
I think when we got to near the end of the game and we knew that, hey, this is something that we can actually finish, that we can actually shock the women's college basketball world, there was this great sense of not just accomplishment, but also euphoria, because there's coaches and players and people throughout the basketball world that never get a chance to experience something like that.
5 seconds left.
Remember, 2-possession game.
Howard for 3, short, 1 second left. And the Lady Dons of San Francisco are going to the Sweet 16.
All your work and everything you gave up, all the hours, sweating, crying, whatever, kind of wrapped up in that moment.
A moment to savor for San Francisco.
For me, it just, as an alum, a person who played here and never had the opportunity to make it to the tournament as a player, to kind of live my dream through them. You know, I just kind of sat back and just watched them, and it was really great.
To actually be able to really truly have that opportunity to celebrate with the women that you went to battle with every single day was so, so special.
It raised the expectation here at San Francisco. It raised the expectation in the West Coast Conference. You look at a 12 seed for the first time moving to the Sweet 16 in the NCAA Women's Tournament, and it showed that mid-majors can make an impact. And I think it set the tone for the next 20 years in the West Coast Conference in terms of expectations.
It wasn't a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and although it was 20 years ago, it's something that we're proud of, and we're proud of the fact that we did it together. We have such admiration for each other, we have such respect for each other, you know, keeping in touch with each other and knowing about each other's children now.
It's really nice to be able to rekindle that connection again of such a special, unique time in our lives. And now, 20 years later, you know, having our families meet and being able to say to my 5-year-olds what this ring means and how Mama got it.
Every single person on that team was just a really amazing person who I know has gone on to do some really great things and are impacting other lives in such positive ways. So I just feel really fortunate.
I know for all of us, there's a special place in our heart for the University of San Francisco. And so I think that's the first thing, is it's just great that the university is bringing us back.
Special day here on the Hilltop. San Francisco honoring its Sweet 16 team from 20 years ago, the 1996 Lady Dons, who won the West Coast Conference Tournament, beat Florida and Duke in the Big Dance, the NCAA tournament. What a great run they had here on the Hilltop.
I think when you're going through it, you don't realize just how special that group was. And looking back on it now and realizing that, you know, it's hard to win, and it's hard to win consistently.
It still hasn't sunk in, I think. You know, it's sort of like you talk about it, and then when you tell people, you know, you lived it and you say it and it's great, and then when other people go, wow, then you're like, wow, yeah, we did something really great.
They've left a definite stamp on this campus and a benchmark for future USF teams to live up to. And it's something that has been done, and so it can be done again.
I think when you dream, you have to dream big. I think you have to be willing to kind of step out of, you know, your comfort zone and sometimes take some risks. But I'll tell you what, there's no better feeling when it all comes together, and to know that you're sharing in something that means a lot to everyone.